between low income and low academic attainment is greater in the UK than any other developed nation. Does wealth buy you better opportunities? Today we'll be arguing state versus private school. We have two guests supporting the state side.
Hi, I'm Martha. I'm a student from a state school.
Hi, I'm Travis. I'm a teacher from a state school.
Two guests representing the private education sector.
Hi, I'm Hannah and I'm a parent of a child at private school.
Hi, I'm Ollie and I work in the education sector for the government.
Ollie, a question that may resonate in your level of expertise. I want to know, can you run a good school with high academic quality on the level of funding that the state provides?
Yeah, so we have the example of grammar schools where if the child is clever enough, they can pass a 11 plus, and then they can go to a school that has a higher level of education, it can be argued.
You say that, Ollie, but out of 32,000 state schools in the country, there's only 163 grammar schools.
And in addition to this, even with the example of grammar schools, you still can't compare the education to a standard state school with the education received at a private school, which doesn't seem fair.
It's been stated that only 21% of children from low-income families end up going to university compared to that of 85% of students who go to privately educated schools. Do you think this is fair?
In my opinion, I've worked very hard for my money and I obviously want what's best for my child. If you have enough money, why not send your child to an environment that has better pastoral care, extracurricular activities and quality of teaching?
I agree with this and I can see why you would want to do that, but for me personally, I have the intelligence and the capability to go to university, but because of the state school environment that I'm in, I don't feel motivated and I'm surrounded by people that don't necessarily have the same ambitions as me, and this hinders my achievements.
Do you feel that comes down to lack of teacher motivation, lack of teacher skill, your environment that you're overall included in?
Yeah, definitely. I think teachers that are underfunded have much less motivation to deliver a good education, and as well, if you're in an environment with people who don't have ambition, which in a lot of state schools is the case, it doesn't encourage you to try your best.
As a teacher myself, I have seen many colleagues that have been taken out of the state education, the best ones, and moved to the private education as they've been offered more money. And I feel like that's drained the state education of some of the best teachers that they did have.
It is argued that those who are privately educated are more open to networking opportunities compared to those who are state educated. Do you agree with this point?
I do agree. 44% of government officials are privately educated, whereas only 8% of pupils go to private schools. This shows how those who are going to private schools are getting into those important positions of power. And there you can see the dispersion of everything in life.
I have to agree with you there, Travis. I am surrounded by people who have been privately educated. However, I think it comes down more to attainment and how intelligent you are, rather than necessarily the opportunities that you've had from private schools.
I have to agree with this as well, but I think I do agree that the government officials are intelligent and they work hard, but I think that private school gives you that foot in the door, that slight advantage that will get you considered before people that have been to state school.
This is what I'm paying for by sending my child to a private school.
Firstly, I'd like to thank my guests who joined me here today, as well as the viewers for tuning in and watching. Join us again tomorrow for our next segment. Please leave us your opinion on Twitter or Instagram. We'd love to hear your opinion on the wealth disparity with regard to public versus private schools. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.